And so now you see, the first interesting thing is that we have here a calendar with 2 pages of the month opposite. You see, the state of preservation is just marvelous. And then it starts, and here again we have one of the very many iconographic uniquenesses, so to say, because it's the Gospels of St. John, but it starts with a reading of the Mass. You see? Mm-hmm. And then here, obviously it was in the beginning planned to be rectangular, as the Belle-Sœur, mm-hmm. But then they added this, and you see that this is in a much lighter ink here, yes, and this has then been added, and this is exactly the same in the Hieronymus, in the Bible Moralisée, and so on. And these, look at those extraordinary Limburgian figures. So the border is later, mm-hmm. And then we have. Look at that. Yeah, and what is interesting, the 2 figures of the angel and of Mary, the Virgin, they are only in silver point, whereas everything else is in ink. And in what ink? Look at that. Adoration of the Magi, and the presentation to the temple. And then here you have again 2 extraordinary drawings with the massacre of the innocents and the flight to Egypt. Yes. And you see the palm. Yeah, it bends so that she can get the fruit, you know. Yeah. So there are so many unique things to be sketched and represented here for the first time. And then there is a full Passion cycle with the Kiss of Judas. Unbelievably fine, and there you have the Jesus before Pilate, and of course it would take hours and hours to really watch this. And then people in Schertogenbosch say it is only with Hieronymus Bosch that the art of drawing commences. I mean, this is so ridiculous. And look at this extraordinary crucifixion. Huh? I'm glad that you came, because I was not prepared for that. Look at the face of Mary. It is. She's really crying. You know, there are emotions. There are signs of emotions that you never find in any other drawing or even illumination of the time. And here he's still living, and here he's dead. Then there's a Mass of the Virgin, the death of the Virgin, and the Himmelfahrt. And then comes here, for example, there are 7 or 8 empty frames in it.
But that's also makes it very special. It isn't colored yet.
Exactly. I think that this is really now the starting point for a whole new
research on the Limburg brothers.
Even a school of research. And here, look, St. Nicholas saving the ship in a sea storm with the broken, das heißt Mast. Maria, gibst du mir mal den Katalog, bitte? Warte mal, halt mal, gerade. Lass mal schauen. You can compare the the same attitude of the horse. This is much more
detailed and more
intricate
yes.
than this here. Just put these back. Yeah, I mean, I have had in my career about 1,800 medieval manuscripts, but this is the most important one.
Yes.
And there were very, very important ones among them. But of course, I mean, you can never hope to find anything like this so intimately connected with the
Yes.
Limburgs, the Duke of Berry, and so on.
Are there people who showed interest in the way of possibly buying it?
Of course, very many.
Very many. Okay.
But you know, I'm not in a hurry. If you have something like that, I mean, I have 205 medieval manuscripts. And if you imagine that the Rijksmuseum bought two huge Rembrandts, a little bit boring, for 160 million euro, and this 12 million, this is 1/15th. And okay, it belongs to me, so I have to be parteilich. But I would think that this is a much, much, much greater work of art than the two Rembrandts.